WWE's locker room is in complete chaos, and I am furious that Jade Cargill has backstage heat from multiple wrestlers over injury concerns, yet the company continues pushing her as an untouchable star heading into WrestleMania 42. Meanwhile, Dragon Lee was unmasked by Gunther on Raw in a moment that has Lucha Libre purists outraged, but Sean Ross Sapp confirmed it was 100% planned, and WWE deliberately aired his face on Netflix, YouTube, and social media without editing. And former AEW star Royce Key's powerhouse Hobbs has been off television since the Royal Rumble, despite initial reports claiming WWE had no plans for him, though new clarifications reveal that was a misquote and content has been filmed. If you think Jade deserves the heat she's getting, or if you believe wrestlers are being petty, drop your take in the comments right now, because what I'm about to expose will show you why WWE's backstage politics are affecting their road to WrestleMania in ways fans don't see. Part 1: Jade Cargill's backstage heat, the injury pattern. Let me start with the biggest controversy. Jade Cargill is facing legitimate locker room heat despite WWE protecting her as a top star. According to Wrestle votes during their 2 March 2026 Q&A session, as far as the reputation in the locker room, I've heard from a couple of different sources that there's heat there. Not everyone's favorite talent. She's still a star. WWE clearly views her as a star. They are protecting her and not throwing her into situations where she can't succeed. But we've heard that some talent may not. First trivia question for the comments: Jade Cargill won the WWE Women's Championship by defeating which former champion? Name the wrestler Jade beat to win her current title. Here's the problem: multiple wrestlers have been injured in matches with Jade Cargill. B-Fab injured during a match with Cargill. Michin injured during a match with Cargill. Tiffany Stratton lost the championship to Cargill at Saturday night's main event on the 1st of November 2025 and hasn't wrestled since. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful addressed this during a Q&A. Tiffany hasn't wrestled since a match with her as well. But I want to make it clear, I don't know if it was specifically spots that Jade did or negligence on her part. I don't have that information, but it was certainly discussed among talent and has been discussed among talent. I didn't hear of any specific heat from the office, producers, or anything of that nature, but talent definitely do notice the trend, and it does get talked about in the locker room. Absolutely. Second question: before coming to WWE, Jade Cargill was undefeated in which wrestling promotion for over 2 years? Name the company. The social media explosion. This backstage tension exploded publicly after Rhea Ripley won the Women's Elimination Chamber on the 28th of February and earned a title shot against Jade at WrestleMania 42. The two started a heated Twitter/X exchange that went off the rails. Jade accused Rhea of talking to WWE creative for hours to get her pushes, using politics to stay on top during WrestleMania season, having WWE social media team find old videos for her. Rhea fired back, calling Jade's claims bullshit, lies, told her to stop spreading false information. Then Chelsea Green and Piper Niven got involved. Chelsea Green praised Rhea. Rhea is proof that you can be kind, respectful, and the most talented wrestler in the world. Jade responded, damn. Hit dogs really do holler woof woof. Piper Niven, who is currently injured, also supported Rhea. Jade took backhanded shots at Niven's injury, which crossed a line for many. Third question: Chelsea Green is a former champion of which WWE Women's title? Name the championship she's held. Is it a work or a shoot? Here's where it gets complicated. Dave Meltzer's take: the exchanges are part of WWE's strategy to build WrestleMania interest, but they are using real backstage sentiments. Meltzer stated on Wrestling Observer Radio they are trying to make out like it's a shoot and they are gonna really fight at this show. Some of the things being tweeted are identical to a prevailing viewpoint among people and talent. Green and Niven wouldn't bury someone on their own team in public, as they aren't allowed to do that. But they are using many people's thoughts as part of the angle. Bodyslam.net's Corey Hayes, his sources confirmed it was a legit incident that was never meant to be an elaborate work. Rhea Ripley posted to Instagram stories not having fun, not friends. Learn to work and never lie to defame someone's real human character by breaking the fourth wall. So here's the truth, it's a worked angle built on real heat. Part 2: Dragon Lee unmasked, the planned controversy. Now let's talk about the Dragon Lee situation, because WWE made a deliberate choice that has Lucha Libre traditionalists furious. On the 2nd of March 2026 episode of Raw, Dragon Lee faced Gunther in a singles match to avenge his former tag team partner AJ Styles, who Gunther retired at Royal Rumble. During the match, Gunther locked Lee in a sleeper hold and ripped off his mask. Lee's face was briefly visible before he tapped out to protect his identity. Fourth question, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles were former WWE World Tag Team Champions together. Which team defeated them to win those titles? Name the team. The backlash was immediate. Lucha Libre fans were outraged. In Lucha Libre culture, unmasking is sacred. It typically only happens as the culmination of a lengthy blood feud, in a mask versus mask or mask versus hair match, with massive storyline significance. Having Gunther casually unmask Lee during a regular singles match was seen as disrespectful to Lucha tradition, anticlimactic, a waste of a major moment. Ernesto Ocampo, editor-in-chief of Super Luchas, called it culturally offensive on Twitter. But here's the truth: it was 100% planned. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful destroyed the narrative that this was an accident. They didn't actively shoot around it. They pitched it. He agreed. They scripted it into a wrestling show. They filmed it, produced it, showed his face while he sold on top of a Slim Jim logo. Sapp continued. WWE aired Dragon Lee's unmasking on Netflix, posted the video to their YouTube, ran it on their highlights, and posted it to all their socials unedited. It wasn't an accident. Get over it. Fifth question, Dragon Lee is fighting to honor the legacy of which WWE Hall of Fame luchador who mentored him? Name the legend. Why did WWE do this? Several reasons. Makes Gunther look ruthless. The ring general will do anything to win. Builds sympathy for Dragon Lee, he's now a victim who had his identity compromised. Sets up potential Rey Mysterio involvement. Rey could defend Lee's honor. Creates viral moments. The unmasking got massive social media engagement. The cultural debate. Wrestling observers Dave Meltzer and Ernesto Ocampo had a back and forth about this. Ocampo argued that Americans don't care about cultural traditions they didn't grow up with, but WWE defenders point out that this happens in Mexican Lucha Libre on TV regularly. Dragon Lee agreed to the angle. The mask came back on immediately. It was done for storyline purposes. Part 3, Royce Keys no plans situation. The misquote. Now let's address the Royce Keys former powerhouse Hobbs situation because it's been misreported. Royce Keys debuted at Royal Rumble 2026 as the 14 entrant. He eliminated Damian Priest before being eliminated by Bronson Reed. He lasted 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Initial reports said he'd feud with Damian Priest on SmackDown, but Keys has been off television since then. Sixth question, Royce Keys wrestled under what ring name in AEW before signing with WWE? Answer below. That no plans report. On the 2nd of March 2026, WrestleVotes was asked about Keys' status during a Q&A. Multiple wrestling news sites reported WWE has no plans for Royce Keys. This created panic among fans who wanted to see the former AEW star succeed. But it was a misquote. The actual quote from WrestleVotes was, "Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We had speculated for months that SmackDown was the place for him. It certainly does seem like that's going to be his home. He was backstage Friday night. Don't know when he's showing up on TV. Hopefully they have an idea. Hopefully this is part of the plan." WrestleVotes was saying they had no update on plans, not that there were no plans. Seventh question, Royce Keys eliminated which former WWE World Champion at the 2026 Royal Rumble? Name the wrestler he eliminated. The clarification. According to Wrestling Headlines and Ringside News, the source wasn't indicating there were no plans at all, only that they didn't have an update regarding what those plans are. Fightful's follow-up content has been filmed for Royce Keys. However, no details on whether it's a vignette, a reintroduction package, storyline integration. WWE has also been promoting Keys' appearance on Stephanie McMahon's What's Your Story series. So Keys isn't forgotten, he's just being held for the right moment. Part 4, the bigger picture, Wrestlemania season chaos. Now let me connect these three stories. Jade Cargill has real locker room heat, but WWE is protecting her because she's a star. The social media feud with Rhea is a work built on real resentment. Dragon Lee was unmasked in a planned angle that WWE pitched to him, and he agreed it's not a botch or accident, it's storytelling that happens to clash with Lucha tradition. Royce Keys isn't being ignored, his absence was misreported, content exists, is SmackDown bound, and WWE is timing his return. All three stories show WWE's messy reality. Backstage politics affecting on-screen presentation. Cultural traditions clashing with American wrestling norms. Poor communication leading to false narratives. Final question, after reading all three stories, which situation concerns you most? Jade's locker room heat, Dragon Lee's unmasking controversy, or Royce Keys' uncertain timeline? Rank them 1-2-3 in the comments. Conclusion: WWE's road to WrestleMania is messy. Jade Cargill faces Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 42 with real backstage heat simmering. Dragon Lee was unmasked in a planned angle that has cultural critics furious. Royce Keys will return to SmackDown when WWE decides the timing is right. WWE is 6 weeks from WrestleMania and these backstage issues prove that not everything is under control. Smash that like button if you think Jade deserves the heat. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 for the truth. Drop your takes. Is Jade being scapegoated? Was Dragon Lee's unmasking disrespectful? Will Royce Keys be a star? Let's debate. I'll catch you in the next one.